want to point out that while the sponsor of the show is Marriott Bonvoy, the opinions and statements are Lovin Dubai's. We would love to get your opinion on the next story. We're talking about teenagers in the UAE can get juvenile work permits. What is your opinion on this? First of all, are you between 15 and 18 and looking for a work permit? And maybe your parents want you to get one, maybe your parents don't want you to get them, or as a parent, are you encouraging it? So we spoke about this last week, and now the UAE Ministry of Human Resources and Emiratization, they have released official information on how eager teenagers can take advantage of this new work permit. So the age category is 15 to 18 for people residing in the country, and the permit is valid for 1 year. And basically, if you jump onto moh.gov, you can get all the information, which includes all of the information that you need. For example, you will need a passport copy, a valid residence visa copy for the applicant. You'll need your parents' passport copies, kind of all of that information to make sure that you are a legit resident that is between the ages of 15 and 18. And then, of course, there will be a small fee. So request for initial approval for the electronic work permit. First category, 100 dirham, and then I think it goes up to a couple of hundred dirham depending on level A, B, and C. But all of that information is now there. So they've rolled this out quite quickly to get those teens out working, potentially, doing seasonal jobs at Expo, potentially, becoming a barista in your local coffee shop this for the coming period. If you have a couple of hours after school, earn that dollar.
Oh my God, things are going to change big time. Like how in the US and Canada, you have people working like those delivery jobs and working at the cafes, baristas and all of that. Yeah. So maybe we'll see a lot more of those internships, those side jobs, side hustles, kids doing that. Because it's great to get into that mindset of working from a young age. Prepares you for that adult life. 100%.
I wonder, will there be a minimum wage for juveniles, whether or not that would come into it. But we were actually talking yesterday about the values of these soft skills. So if you're going to work, let's say, for example, in a coffee shop, you're not just learning how to make a nice latte, you're actually learning, I guess, like the art of communication. You're learning how to deal with
customers,
handle pressure, be quick on your feet, standing all day. I worked in a sweet shop when I was younger for a couple of years every summer. It's a long day, and you're like stacking shelves and cleaning, you're doing lots of things. And all of these skills, which may not seem important to a 15-year-old, actually, as you get older, you look back, all of these jobs are highly important.
And it shows, like later on in a long run, the work ethics really show, and your professionalism really shows that you've learned at a young age. Like with you, you've worked multiple jobs, and you've also, like you said, like done those that aren't very, you've scrubbed toilets, right?
Yeah, I cleaned toilets, I was a server, I cold called people. Yeah. Apologies if you ever got a cold call from me trying to sell the guttering in houses.
Yeah.
Obviously knowing nothing about it, but all of these things like set you up, like all of that rejection, and like you're like, okay, this is what I don't want to do, so going forward, this is what I do want to do. Like cleaning people's bathrooms and stuff. You're just like, okay, this is fun. But then you get to see what people have in their wash bags.
Wow, that is so interesting.
I love beauty products, so I'm like, oh, wow, that's what I could have one day. But Shweta, we see your comment. She's saying on Instagram, thank you for tuning in. She's saying the work permit for teens is so good. I'm an educator, and it's heartbreaking when we see kids come in and not certain about their career options post their study. So it's not just doing any job. You can also potentially get a job in a potential industry that you're interested in. I remember I did just a week working in a hospital, and my mum had always wanted me to be a doctor, and then I did the week and I was like, not for me.
Not for you.
Nearly fainted when they were doing like something with blood, and I was like, I need to leave the room.
So it's like you start trialing and erroring from a young age, so you can see where you want to end up, which field you want to end up eventually. So I love this initiative. I really wish it was rolled out when I was 15.